My husband kept mocking me for triple-checking our smoke alarms. The one night I skipped it, a fire started in our kitchen. Jake thought I was being crazy. Every night before bed, I'd do my rounds through our apartment, checking each smoke alarm with that little test button. Press, beep, move on. It took maybe 3 minutes total, but Jake would roll his eyes from the bedroom. Babe, you literally checked them yesterday. And the day before that. I'd explain that smoke alarms can fail anytime, that we live on the 3rd floor, that my cousin lost everything in a house fire 2 years ago. He'd just laugh. You're turning into your mom with all this paranoid stuff. That stung because mom did get anxious about everything after dad died. She'd check locks 5 times and keep flashlights in every room. I wasn't trying to be like that, but maybe I was becoming a little obsessive. Jake made it worse by timing me. 30 seconds on the living room alarm, 20 on the kitchen, 45 in the bedroom. New record, honey. I started feeling embarrassed about my own safety routine in my own home. Last Tuesday was different. I'd worked a double shift at the hospital, came home exhausted at 2 a.m., and Jake was already asleep. The apartment was dark and quiet. I kicked off my shoes, grabbed some leftover pasta from the fridge, and fell into bed without doing my usual check. Jake woke up just enough to mumble, "See, the world didn't end because you skipped your crazy alarm obsession." I was too tired to argue. I woke up 4 hours later choking on smoke. The bedroom was hazy gray, and I could hear this weird crackling sound from the kitchen. Jake was still asleep next to me, completely unaware. I shook him awake, screaming his name. He sat up confused, took one breath of the smoky air, and his face went white. Holy crap, the apartment's on fire. We both jumped up and ran toward the kitchen where orange flames were climbing up the wall behind the stove. The smoke alarm in the kitchen was silent, completely dead. No beeping, no warning, nothing. If we'd slept another hour, the fire would have spread to the living room and blocked our exit. Jake grabbed his phone to call 911 while I ran to get our important documents from the bedroom closet. The hallway was getting smokier by the minute. I could barely see the front door. We made it out with just our phones, wallets, and the clothes we slept in. The fire department showed up within minutes, but they had to break down the door because the hallway was too smoky to navigate safely. They put out the fire before it spread to other apartments, but our kitchen was destroyed. Everything was covered in black soot and ash. The smell was horrible, like burned plastic mixed with melted metal. The fire marshal investigated the next day. He found that our stove had a gas leak that ignited somehow during the night, but the real problem was the kitchen smoke alarm. The battery had died 3 days earlier, and we never heard the low battery chirp because Jake always had the TV volume cranked up at night. If I'd done my normal test routine, I would have caught the dead battery immediately. Jake couldn't look at me when the fire marshal explained this. We spent the next month living with his parents while the landlord repaired the apartment.